So, Sam, tell me a little bit about your character in Skin.
Abraham Lang, I play Sophie Okonedo's. It's her story. Sandra Lang was a woman whose life, um, like many others in apartheid South Africa, was terribly sad, and but ultimately kind of what would you say, uplifting story.
Right.
Uh, Abraham he's a inflexible and rather pig-headed guy, but a man of his times, and a man not without heart too, and a man who makes terrible decisions, with tragic consequences. But these decisions are made from a place in his heart, and so I never saw him as an out-and-out villain or anything like that.
Right.
It's more complex than that.
And did it take a lot to get into that character, or was it a pretty easy step?
No, it took a fair bit to get into that character,
Right.
and there were times I found it pretty distressing to play, in addition to that. So it wasn't easy for me at all. It was hard work.
It's quite a. I mean, it's a delicate story as well. Is that difficult to play on top of the character, or does that come with the character?
Well, look, the complexity of the story and the different streams that are running at different levels through the different scenes, that's what actually made it very interesting to play, I think. But none of it was easy, and a lot of it was quite distressing. There are scenes where, oh goodness, this is just too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Do you think that these kind of issues are getting? Do you think it's gotten to the point? It seems like everyone talks about the mixing pot of the world. Do you think that we're getting to the point where it's getting easier, or are things kind of still just as complex as they ever were?
Well, certainly apartheid is the thing of the past, but the scars left by apartheid will take many, many generations to heal. And Sandra Lang's story is not finished yet,
Yeah.
and her scars and those that run through her family, and the repercussions of her story will take many years to heal. It's an ongoing story. As for South Africa, I find it a place. I've never found a place that is so full of despair and so full of hope at the same time.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly volatile mix of so many things. Fascinating place. Fascinating place to be.
Was that why you took the role? I mean, it seems like a fantastic film.
Yeah, I'm. None of us did this for the money. That's for sure. But I felt it was a very important story to be told.
Yeah.
And friends of mine who have seen that and were very, very moved by it have told me the same thing. It's a story that really needed to be told.
Yeah. Last question was, what are you working on now?
Now I'm doing a kids' film.
Really? That must be an easy lift to move on, I guess.
Well, except I'm playing an alien.
What's the character's
An
name?
alien of a different kind. His name's Mr. Jones.
And what's the film called?
It's called Under the Mountain. were shooting it in New Zealand.
Nice.
So,
Are you gonna get any time to see Toronto now while you're here?
no, but I know
No.
Toronto pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
I've worked here many times. So. Someone said the film industry's gone pretty quiet here, is that right?
It's quieted off. It's been kind of a battle with financing, I think, in
Not
Canada.
so many American production coming up.
That too, yeah. And Canadian productions aren't getting the money that they need to make
Yeah.
things happen. Like Passchendaele is a good example. How it took 4 years to get the funding.
Wow. But that's a big budget, isn't it?
That was 20 million, which was, as far as most people are concerned, the biggest film that's ever been made in
Yeah.
Canada. So,
Yeah. That's a substantial film.
yeah.
Any of it shot in Europe?
No, it's completely shot in Canada. That was kind of the
Right.
stipulation.
Okay.
They got all the money from Canada and from the government, and it's kind of a historical film as well. So,
Have you seen it?
no, I haven't. Unfortunately, I missed it. But
A lot of people want to see it.
yeah, a lot of people are very proud that it was kind of made. So,
Yeah, yeah.
a big part of Canadian history, obviously. So,
A lot of Canadians died there.
yes, and probably one of Canada's best roles in the First World War. So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.